I love Toronto. Hey guys. Hey.
What's up, dude?
What's up, dude?
Holy fuck. I can't believe this is happening.
How are you?
Great.
Good, man.
I just want to thank you for being you and doing what you fucking do, man.
Thank you, brother. What's your name?
Kevin Rempel.
Kevin. Thanks so much, man.
I was like, I saw the carpet on the Fairmont Royal York. I'm like,
yes.
You're here. I'm late to the event. I'm like, what are the fucking odds that I see you, dude?
Thank you, man. Great timing.
Can I give you a hug,
Yeah,
man?
of course, brother. Thank you for the love. Great
Fucking
job,
unreal.
Man.
I fucking love you, man.
Glad you made
Thank
it,
you so
man.
much.
I wish you well, brother.
Thanks, brother. And
Wish you
looking
well.
forward to seeing
Good
you
luck.
today.
See you later. Take care. Good luck. Congrats.
Gary.
Oh, hey, where
How are you? Such a pleasure. How are things? Bro. What a great sign out there. It's so awesome. It's everything I believe in, meaning it's how I do public speaking. It's why I won on Twitter. It's all shareable. For me, it really won because that's basically how I always lived my life anyway, so that made it easy.
Yeah.
But that's it.
But it's shareable.
But it's shareable. Because word of mouth has infrastructure. It's called social media. And word of mouth is how everything actually works. You know, no brand has ever spent enough money to reach every person. They've reached enough people that created the word of mouth that then forced other people to look for it. Like, I genuinely feel like I'm playing a different bizarro game than everybody on earth. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I just think I'm navigating, and the way I see it is like a different color than everybody else is seeing it. Mainly because I think I have two things: real life talent and real life patience. I think the people that have the biggest skills have the ability to not screw the other person over every time. They're not fighting for every inch because they know they have it. And that's self-awareness comes in all sorts of shapes and sizes. Self-awareness is noble and sounds good in the way we've positioned so far. You also have to get into a weird place where, like, if you're lucky enough to have self-awareness and you're good at something, you start getting into a real place of ego. It's a real thing. And look, of course I'd like to think it's confidence, because it surely is, but I have to be empathetic that I'm about to take the stage and have a sense of aura and bravado around me that if people don't like what I'm saying, or if people don't like the way I'm saying it, it's real easy to go down the ego path, and I understand.
Also has money for you, by the way, just so you know.
D-Rock.
Just so you know, he's waiting to use.
Should we do a quick meetup in Toronto?
Okay, fine.
Jessica, hi.
How's it going so far?
So good.
Good.
So great. It's the best. So you've had a very full and successful career and a lot of challenges along the way. How do you approach a challenge?
I like challenges. You know, I'm much more into the journey. I look at challenges as the narratives of my career. You know, the book will be very boring if everything's easy. You know, you need the arc. And so when I see challenges, I don't think that you get to have the luxuries that come along with being a leader or CEO or a founder. If I want this, if I want the attention, if I want the fruits, I have to be respectful that the challenges come along with it. I genuinely love the scene in the movie, the cliche scene where the person gets punched in the mouth, turns, blood comes out, spits out his tooth, and then looks back at the other person like, now what? If I was really talking to an entrepreneur just starting out, first I would challenge them if they actually are an entrepreneur or they're attracted to the current state of entrepreneurship, which is, I'm blown away by the fact that this has all happened. You know, I grew up in a time where businessman and woman was just a normal profession. This rock star status, this pedestal that the entrepreneur's been put on, I've benefited from it, but I'll tell you that one of the things that I want to speak more about is there's a lot more suicide and depression in our world than has been bubbled up. I've had some acquaintances commit suicide because they were not true entrepreneurs, and when the adversity hit, they didn't know how to deal with it because everybody thinks everybody's winning in our world. And so I would tell them to know themselves, to make sure they're doing it for the right reasons. I think that the entrepreneurs that I grew up with in the 90s and early 2000s, these were people that couldn't breathe if they weren't doing their thing. They weren't chasing the headlines or the money. It was their natural state. And I would tell them a lot about the shortcomings of entrepreneurship, which is it's quite lonely. You get judged a lot. And I would poke and prod to make sure that they had the stomach for it, because if you don't, in its current state, the market tells you everything's rosy and it's phenomenal, it's the only way. And unfortunately, 99% of people are gonna fail.
It's an incredible personal brand. We all probably know him because of the Ask Garyvee show. Everybody get on your feet and welcome the one,
I think one is empowered when they are at complete peace with their decision making. It is stunning to me how not scared I am about anything I do. Nothing. Because I think that when your intent, if you are able to push your intent to a pretty pure place, and let me explain what I mean by this. I'm not fucking some Sherpa, Mother Teresa type character. Here's what I think I am. I believe in, you know, meritocracy and the game. And if you're better than me, I'm pumped for you. See, I think the problem is so many people want to win at somebody else's expense without understanding that there's so many variations of winning, and every one of us has a totally different definition for it. And so, for me, this has been so easy, this journey, because my intent is pure. I want to build the biggest fucking building in town. I want to win, number one. Most money, most impact, best looking, you know, whatever, all that. But I want to do it by actually doing it. I want to build the biggest building by building the biggest building. I see way too many people wanting to build the biggest building by tearing everybody else's buildings down. And so I feel empowered because I feel like it comes from a good place. I'm gonna suffocate the 7 or 8 principles that I believe in on you for as long as you pay attention to me, and I will never change. I'm gonna bore the living shit out of you because there's only so many things that actually work. They're just not that attractive, especially right now when everybody thinks it's so easy. Thank you. I think everybody wants the stuff. It's just, the problem is it's hard work. And you have to give up leisure, family time, like you have to give shit up. And a lot of people are just hardwired to want those things. We all know there's no one size fits all, right? There's a lot of parents, there's so many parents that gave their kids nothing. So much more is hardwiring than we'd like to think. I think it's a basic, again, black and white thing. Does the child want to climb the mountain, or do they want to run in the total opposite direction? And some of it, and probably quite a bit of it, is a DNA game. If I'm able to pull off a meetup, it's going to be around 11 p.m. or so, I would say, realistically. So. So wild.
Gary.
What's up, guys?
Nice to meet you.
Osama.
How are you?
Oh
Ryan.
my
What's your
God.
name?
Osama.
Osama, how are you?
Good.
How'd you
Fantastic.
guys find this?
Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
Snapchat, Instagram,
But
Twitter.
what did I put out? Yeah.
You posted a picture of the restaurant instead.
And you figured it out?
We went on Google Maps for every single restaurant.
Hey. How are you? How are you?
I was the one who greyhounded here. I made it.
I saw your Greyhound picture. That's fucking crazy, man. Where are you coming from?
I'm coming from Waterloo.
And how far away is that?
It's like 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours on a bus.
Awesome.
On a bus, it's
And-
more, yeah.
Hey, man. How are you?
Arslan, nice to meet you.
Ruslan, nice to meet you, man.
I've been following you all day.
Thank you.
Didn't get a chance to go to
The conference?
the conference,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Hey, man.
Hey, how's it going? I can't believe you're here. I live like 2 blocks down the road. I'm just kind of like,
You're like, I know where that is. I'll go. Awesome. Well, cool. You want to take a quick photo? I know you guys have been waiting.
Yes.
I need to get back into my meeting. I actually did post this stuff just now, but I'm going back in for at least 15 minutes, and then I'll go check. I was going like, in 15 minutes maybe somebody will show up. So I'll see you guys in a little bit if you're here. Thanks.
I hope you try the white wine though.
Oh yeah?
The white is one of my favorite wines, right? It's from Century Degrees.
So you have to rescue it? Yeah, just do a rap part.
Yeah, I'm coming up. I love Toronto.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you, man. My pleasure. Hey, guys.
Gary, I'm Marty
Marty.
Cison.
How
I
are
just want to say thank you. You and Casey from New York have inspired me, and I'm sure a lot of people here.
Thank you,
to
brother.
just be real, be honest, and just work hard.
Thank
and
you, man.
I just can't thank you enough for that.
Thank you, man.
I just have one question.
Yep.
As a hustler, is it okay to take a day off every week?
Of course. I take 4 hours off every Sunday in the fall. So of course. I mean, look, my big thing, and I think it's good to have you guys here for clarity, I'm not so worried if you take 4 days off. I'm just worried about what you do when you're on. Like, I always tell people, like, I want people sleep. Like, one thing, that's why I did the Ariana Huffington episode. I want people to sleep. Like, I sleep. Like, sleep's important. I sleep 5 or 6 or 7 hours, not 1 or 2. Like, people get caught up in, like, the romantic point of view of these things. Like, we're all different. The punchline, though, is if you're complaining and you aren't working as hard as you possibly can, that's the problem. Every one of these questions that you're all gonna ask is super personal. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what am I gonna tell you? Like, it's 3 weeks and 4 days. That's horse, you know what I mean? Yeah. I think the punchline is, I'll say it again. I just don't understand if you're complaining that you don't understand that the work ethic is the variable.
No, it's not even about complaining. It's just like should you put in a certain amount of hustle before you have the right to
Of course not.
rest?
No. Like, I think work is the variable, but like, your ambition may be dramatically different than mine. Your variables may be different. Like, it's why I'm trying to put so much context around my content, because it's dangerous to have one size fits all. Yeah. There's so many variables. In this circle, everybody's got their own shit. The only thing that I just keep pounding is too many people fucking complain. And too many people are confused why they're not winning. Yeah. And so much of it has to do with their work ethic. 100%. So, but if you're good, like me or your mom or fucking the Lord, shouldn't tell you how to do it.
No, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the shit that I talk about, I believe. I'm so grateful. The thought that a human being could get emotional about meeting me or just desperately wants to document meeting me is something that I struggle not thinking is the coolest thing. So my big belief is that money and fame only accelerate and expose who you actually are. Well, that was a productive trip in Toronto.
Honestly, very efficient.
We hustled. Big fan of Toronto. Really good day. Great conference. A lot of business development. Just really, really intrigued by. I've always loved this city. I've always been a big fan of Toronto. Just really good. Really excited about the future.
Thank
you. Got it?
I'll see you in 4 hours.
See you, Daily Vee. I'll see you in 4 hours.